Quite a few of the favourites in there: Van der Poel, Bargiel, Taromé and Zakarin, joined by the Norwegian champion Amund Jansen, Danny van Poppel and Marcus Højgaard, runner-up last year. A decidedly in-form Cummings trying his luck with 4k to go. The Englishman still going inside the final kilometre before being agonisingly caught within sight of the line. The sensational Mathieu van der Poel simply in a league of his own in the sprint, powering to his 7th road win of the season. Danny van Poppel settling for second ahead of Andrea Pascalon, with the main peloton rolling in over 15 minutes back.
Can you win more than sprints? Maybe the 4 stages?
No. That would not be possible, I think, but many riders are now not in contending the GC anymore, I think, because of the big gap we had. But yeah, it's going to be very hard to defend the jersey, but we'll see.
Well, this was Van der Poel's first road appearance since his epic win at the Amstel Gold Race in April, and the Dutchman certainly hasn't lost his touch. He didn't have any teammates with him in the break, but simply bided his time and let others do the work before striking at the death. After a successful summer on the mountain bike, the 24-year-old's now gearing up for a tilt at the World Championships in Yorkshire, and on this form he could take some stopping. Corridon Circus on the front for Van der Poel, and joined by Vital Concept, who failed to get their sprinter Brian Cockard into yesterday's breakaway. The gap dropping to under 2 minutes inside the final 50k. Several Frenchmen well placed in the final, Cockard and Christophe Laporte, with Van der Poel lurking. In the end, Laporte going a shade too early as the former track cyclist Cockard stormed to victory. Well, Cockard on top then, with Van der Poel sweeping past Laporte for second place. Danny van Poppel, though, unable to contest the sprint after going off-road in the final. Van der Poel increases his overall lead to 9 seconds over Alexei Lutsenko. In the points classification, Van der Poel is 12 ahead of Cockard and 15 clear of Van Poppel. Van der Poel will be in the Midnight Sun jersey on Saturday as we head up the biggest climb of this year's race, the Storheia summit. The favourites coming to the fore with 2.4k remaining, Warren Bargiel attacking, followed by Alexei Lutsenko and Mathieu van der Poel. However, the Dutchman finally cracked on this punishing final slog. But when Eiking kicked on again, Bargiel was the only man who could follow him. The Wanty-Gobert man taking victory on home soil, with Bargiel moving into the overall lead. With Van der Poel dropping to 17th. The Dutchman is still in the green jersey, but Cockard is breathing down his neck after picking up a maximum 9 points today. 14 men then went up the road, including Mathieu van der Poel, the leader of the points classification. The gap quickly up to over 1 minute and 30 seconds, with Lutsenko's Astana leading the chase. A first stage win at the Arctic race for 24-year-old Højgaard by a whisker in the end from Jansen. Lutsenko then sprinting to 3rd place and crucially finishing a second clear of Bargiel.
As the sprint opened up, Trentin was looking calm, had a glance over the top, but Groenewegen was the man who was poised and ready. Trentin made his move. Groenewegen came off the wheel. Van der Poel was up there as well. But the 1, 2, 3, the stage belonged to Dylan Groenewegen, with Chimolai and Trentin making the podium. Dylan Groenewegen celebrates the opening day stage victory and the OVO Energy green leaders jersey, congratulated by Chimolai and Van der Poel. Confirmation of your stage result from Glasgow to Kirkcudbright. Dylan Groenewegen takes it from Chimolai and Trentin. Van der Poel, Swift Valet, Tronson, De Bois, Bostock and Modolo, your top 10. It was Jumbo-Visma again, and Dylan Groenewegen, a rider that many thought would not win the stage up Grey Street, came through towards the front, and with the gap opening to Davide Chimolai behind, Dylan Groenewegen came clear to take the stage victory. Mathieu van der Poel was closing, but not fast enough. Turnison opened the door for his sprinter. Groenewegen came off the wheel of the green jersey of Matteo Trentin. Van der Poel got himself boxed Trentin found his way out, so did Van der Poel, only for the door to close again. At this point, though, Groenewegen had the advantage that he needed to take his second stage victory and extend his lead in the points jersey competition. Davide Cimolai's team had done a lot of work to try and deliver him to the stage victory. Again, Dylan Groenewegen, the fastest sprinter in the race. Important bonus seconds for Mathieu Van der Poel behind. Both Van der Poel and Cimolai would close the gap very slightly to Matteo Trentin. Confirmation of your stage result. Dylan Groenewegen takes the stage ahead of Mathieu Van der Poel, Davide Cimolai, Turnesen Trentin, Grøndal Jansen, Walls, Edmondson, Eekhoff and Vis were your top 10. The breakaway was in sight. Turnesen led out from Clark, but the move would come in the man in red and white. Mathieu Van der Poel, having been boxed in on the sprint up to Grey Street, made no mistake this time, launching his attack with 300 meters to go. And as he saw the line ahead of him, he was stretching his advantage. The man with his eye on the World Championships in Yorkshire in 2 weeks' time. Streak clear, and he would open a 3-second advantage over the chasers. Van der Poel take the stage. There's where Mathieu Van der Poel made his move. A perfect finish for the Dutchman. No one had any answer to the move by the man from Corendon Circus. He had to dig very, very deep to take this stage victory, but he made no mistake. One glance under the arm for Van der Poel. He knew he had it in the bag. The effort on the face of Mathieu Van der Poel, not only a stage victory, but he would take over in the green OVO Energy leaders jersey by a slender margin over Matteo Trentin. The effort of Van der Poel showed, but onto the podium, it was all smiles for the Corendon Circus man on stage 4. Confirmation of your top 10. Mathieu Van der Poel takes the stage from Jasper de Voice, Simon Clark, Ben Swift with Grøndal Jansen, Van Asbrook, Marisa, Hermans, Trentin and Benoot, your top 10. Could Mathieu Van der Poel time trial? It's not something that we've seen the Dutchman do very much so far in his career. Van der Poel had lost the green OVO Energy leaders jersey the previous day, and he went into the stage 3 seconds down on Matteo Trentin. Through the intermediate time split, they were level on time with Daniel Kangert, and more importantly, level on time with each other. In towards the finish, Mathieu Van der Poel had managed to carry his speed. It wasn't a stage win, but 16:51.81. Could Trentin defend the leader's jersey behind? The effort clearly showing, but Mathieu Van der Poel can also time trial. Confirmation of your stage result. Eduardo Affini takes it by 7 seconds ahead of Sebastian Langeveld. Dylan van Baal in third. Durbridge, Kangert, Van der Poel, Dowsett, Van Enden, Sivakov and Frieson were your top 10. It's another day in the green jersey. It passes back onto the shoulders of Mathieu Van der Poel. And it's now 6 seconds over Matteo Trentin, 24 to Sivakov. Tomorrow's stage suits him perfectly. Van der Poel shifted up through the gears. Trentin was poised and ready to make his move. But as the road swept round to the right, Van der Poel glanced the finish. And he put the hammer down again, and on this occasion, Matteo Trentin could do nothing. A shake of the head as Mathieu Van der Poel went clear to take his second victory in this year's OVO Energy Tour of Britain, defending and extending his lead in the general classification. The best in the world, you would say, on this sort of finish. Mathieu Van der Poel coming through the gap there, past Armand Grøndal Jansen. Trentin did everything that he could, gave his rival a thumbs up. Van der Poel punched the air with delight. Matteo Trentin saying, what more can I do? The effort showing of Mathieu Van der Poel. A sporting handshake between the first and second place riders on the general classification. A little wheelie through the ditch for the cyclocross legend. Mathieu Van der Poel with one stage to go in this year's OVO Energy Tour of Britain, looking resplendent in that green leader's jersey. Your top 10 looks like this with one stage to go. Mathieu Van der Poel now leads Matteo Trentin by 12 seconds, with Jasper de Boost moving back up to third at 40 seconds. Sivakov, Pollitt, Moscon, Turnison, Amador, Benoit and Grøndal Jansen are your top 10. Van der Poel looked back to see where Trentin was. Cees Bol made his move. Van der Poel, though, was locked and loaded on the wheel. And as they lined up, Van der Poel came off the wheel. It was neck and neck as the two riders clashed within sight of the line. But for the second day in a row, Mathieu Van der Poel. Van der Poel was in the slipstream of Cees Bol. He made his move. And as they clashed, both riders paused momentarily, but it came down to the throw to the line with Trentin closing. But Van der Poel took the stage. Great slow-mo, the skill of the two riders, Cees Bol and Mathieu Van der Poel. A little bump in excess of 60 kilometers an hour. They kept on line and threw the bikes at the line with Van der Poel just taking it on the line. That was the margin on the line, the photo finish. Mathieu Van der Poel, by about a quarter of a wheel. The eighth and final stage in Greater Manchester. Mathieu Van der Poel takes his third stage victory. Confirmation of your 10. Van der Poel from Cees Bol, Matteo Trentin, Turnison, Chimolai, Modolo, Eekhoff, and the 1-2-3. Van der Poel from Trentin and de Boost. It will be hard to look beyond Mathieu Van der Poel now for the upcoming World Championships in Yorkshire. There's your final top 10. Van der Poel 17 seconds ahead of Trentin. De Boost third at 50 seconds.
Is just a few seconds behind this group that's come together. So it's now Pedersen, Kung, Moscon, Trentin, and Mathieu Van der Poel. Might as well at this point. He's seeing his chances of a record fourth win.
Oh, what's going on here?
Going away. Wow. Van der Poel
just fell apart.
Dropping off the pace. Out of nowhere, the race favorite is losing contact. Showing no signs of weakness, and then all of a sudden, boom. Van der Poel gets dropped.
No way. Did not see this one coming. We were about to give him to him already.
This is the biggest surprise of the whole race here.
Easily. Looking like...
Well, Christian, I mean, You often see some guys just blow up during a race, but that quickly to a guy like Van der Poel is something you rarely, if ever, see.
No.
Ja, und jetzt wird's, glaube ich, richtig schnell, denn das ist Mathieu van der Poel, der da noch eins draufgegeben hat. Der Niederländer, den kann man da mit den niederländischen Meisterstreifen am Arm sehr gut erkennen. Jetzt richtig harte Attacke und da werden viele Leute Probleme bekommen, da dran zu bleiben. Mathieu van der Poel ist ja, Sabine Hartl hat ja vorhin gesagt, wir haben Überraschungsgäste. Das ist der Überraschungsgast aus Sicht der Veranstalter. Und Sie sehen es, was der mit seiner Attacke da angerichtet hat. Da ist gleich ein richtig großes Loch entstanden hinter ihm. Die Frage ist, ob Nils Prolit da noch dranbleiben kann. Ich glaube, er ist da, ne, ist jetzt nicht mehr in diesen Fahrern da mit dabei. Die großen Teams sind da alle mit vertreten, aber da ist ein richtig großes Loch entstanden. Fast wie beim Amstel Gold Race hier gerade auf der Strecke und das war der größte Erfolg überhaupt für Mathieu van der Poel in seiner Straßenprofikarriere. In diesem Frühjahr hat er so das wichtigste Rennen in den Niederlanden gewonnen. Ups, das war eng da mit dieser Begrenzung da. Ich habe auch gesehen, wie Mathieu van der Poel da gerade mal den Kopf noch ein bisschen eingezogen hat. Aber der hat eine unglaublich große Radbeherrschung, ist ein Weltklasse-Radcrossfahrer im Winter, also im Gelände. Ja, und das ist jetzt gerade auch so ein ganz wichtiger Moment im Rennen. Also Mathieu van der Poel, Attacke Nummer 3. Das ist der letzte richtige Anstieg des Tages. Und wenn er sich nochmal absetzen will, dann muss das in dieser Rennphase erfolgen. Denn nach diesem letzten Berg, dem Längericher Berg, dann ist das Rennen weitgehend flach, relativ breite Straßen. Und ja, es ist ein guter Moment, nochmal eine Attacke zu setzen. Erfolgsversprechender wäre er wahrscheinlich gewesen, wenn es ihm noch ein bisschen früher gelungen wäre.
Idealerweise gerade auf der Zielgeraden hier.
Das ist gerade mal mit den Pylonen. Es sieht alles gut aus, aber wie kommt der Fahrer von deinem... grob 400 Meter vor dem Ziel wirklich um den Ausreißer gestellt. Und ja, Alvaro Hodge jetzt also an der zweiten Position. Jetzt gehen sie vorbei an von Gutem. Und ja, Pascal Ackermann ist da jetzt rechts noch ein bisschen eingeklemmt. Der Sprint ist noch nicht so richtig eröffnet. Schlimmer Sturz. Ich glaube, das war Hodge. Und jetzt kommt Pascal Ackermann. Kommt er da noch mal durch? Ganz enges Duell und es hat einen Sieg gegeben für die De Koning Quickstep-Mannschaft. Es ist Alvaro Hodge, der gewonnen hat vor Pascal Ackermann und ich denke Tim Merlier, dem belgischen Meister.